Happy Halloween, my fellow spookies. It is I, your spooky guide to all things spooky, the Spooky GM, with another look at some spooky role playing. The Alien role playing game starter box thingy set. I don't know why I'm using this voice. It is my spooky voice. Hello. It is 10:30. It is the 31st day. It is daylight savings time tonight, so don't forget to spring forward, fall back. It is Halloween, and for some of you, it's New Year's, and for the rest of us, it is the scariest night of the year because the election is in a few days, and we are all very scared, no matter which side of the political nightmare you swing to. So, I was very curious to see how much of the Alien franchise is covered in the new Alien game and how they got the rights to the movie. And there's very little information on that. There is a thank you to Ridley Scott. So whether they directly or indirectly really reached out to him, at least he has some knowledge. Now, there is no art or pictures from any of the movies in here. So I don't know what that means other than, the previous Alien role-playing game did have pictures and art from the movies. This one has things. But again, this is a starter set, not the actual game. So I don't know if there's stuff in the actual game that isn't in the starter set. If anybody has the actual $49 book of Alien the role-playing game, please let me know what the differences are and what artwork or stuff like that. So it does acknowledge the movies in the timeline. It takes place somewhere after Aliens 2, 3, based upon the timeline, because it mentions Headley's Hope. It mentions the what are they called? The robot thingies, the androids, stuff like that. It mentions the corporations, and it mentions what happened on the spaceship and stuff like that. So it does acknowledge that at least the first 3 movies has happened. Oh, and it mentions the no, I can't find it. Where's the goddamn timeline? Oh well, I had it a second ago, and I'm sure I'll find it again. The destruction of the iron processing unit that happened in Aliens 3. And if you remember in Aliens Resurrection, they had found blood from Ripley at the end of Aliens 3 and taken it to make Ripley clones so they could breed a queen that they thought they were going to control, because that always ends up well. Because, the corporation / military thought, hey, these things would be a great weapon and we'll be able to completely control them. So yeah, I found the timeline and now I can't find it. But it does acknowledge the movies. There we go. Oh, did I find it? Yes. Oh my god, that was making me look stupid, or just the fact that I can't read. So here it is the timeline. It does acknowledge the movies, but how much of the other franchises does? Because we know Alien has reached out and touched many other franchises, video games, other movies, books, comic books. Especially, most importantly, Aliens versus Predator. It has been at least insinuated that in one of the many multiverses, the Alien and the Predator exist in the same world. At the end of Predator 2, we saw an alien skull on the mantle of the Predators, even though a creature that has acid for blood and is a xenomorphic alien insect wouldn't have a skull? I don't know. It's kind of fuzzy. I mean, would it have a skull? If it's skull, it would be powerful enough to resist the acid blood, and that would be pretty amazing. But we've never seen bones before or since. I mean, I guess the thing coming out of the mouth is a bone? I don't know. I mean, at least it has some calcium and cartilage because we know it has claws and the thing that comes out of the mouth. So, is the Predator mentioned in here? No, I haven't seen any mention of the Predator yet. It mentions Weyland Corp. So, and we do know that there is some connection with the Terminator and Weyland Corp and Skynet, because we have seen Alien versus Terminator, and we have seen Predator versus Terminator. We have seen that Alien and Predator exist at least in one multiverse. So do they both exist in this multiverse of the Alien franchise? Or is this just the pure Alien franchise, just acknowledging the 3 movies, Alien Resurrection? I don't know if it has anything about Prometheus in here, because that's technically prequel. And then, everything that happened in Prometheus and Prometheus 2 takes place before Alien. So Yeah. Nothing in here that I see about Prometheus. Of course, that's, pre-time, and this starts at the 2023 time. So that's like in a week from now. Jeez, fuck. Also, the Alien and the Predator have met Archie and Batman. So is there any... And Batman has met the Terminator. So, and, well, I mean, Alien versus Predator is canon, I guess, but I'm not sure if Alien versus Batman and Predator versus Batman and Alien versus Archie are canon, but it's happened, and the Alien has appeared in plenty of video games. So, I don't know how that works, because I guess whoever held the copyrights to Aliens made it available to comic book companies and made it available to video games, because we know the Xenomorph has appeared in several franchises, but there is no mention of that yet. Also, I wanted to see how much of the movie and the books it acknowledges, because in the movie, Aliens, and some of the uncut footage, stuff that we never saw, it gives, and some of the initial promotional artwork, it showed us, one, what the aliens eat, and two, how the colonial marines defended, stations. There was a thing about a placed automatic gun. One of the great things about Aliens is that everything the colonial marines had in the movie worked. So we have the heavy pulse rifle. We have the phase plasma pulse rifle. We have the harpoon grappling gun, pulse rifle, scope rifle, the gauge pump action. We have the pistols, the bolt gun. Do we have our favorite friend, the M41A pulse rifle, 10 millimeter over and under, 30 millimeter pump action grenade launcher, feel the weight. Okay, what do I do? Hicks and Ripley's love affair. So is the pulse rifle is in here? And yes, it is. So here we have the over and under gun of, is Vasquez's gun in here? The heavy pulse rifle with the thing? I don't see it. The big chain gun that Vasquez used and we saw at the end of the movie. So some things are left out. But again, this is not the real book, and I'm not planning on buying the real book right now because money's tight. I might buy it for myself for Christmas. But yeah, this is the starter set, so it's obviously not going to cover the whole movie. Still, it does give you... Oh, look, here's Ripley in the loader. So at least it acknowledges the loader. The general feel of the universe. And what it does is it expands upon the movie universe to acknowledge some of the other stuff that was at least hinted at in the books, in the movies, in the audios about the rest of the alien universe. What's going on in the politics with Weyland Corporation and the military and the Belters. So it's got a very much the Expanse feel to it. It's got a very much Firefly feel to it, with maybe not as much of the comedy. If you want to just play the cinematic game, then, you use the pre-generated characters, or you make pre-generated characters. You run these as like 1-2 shots and basically run it like the movies. Something happens, the crew or the Marines have to do something. Xenomorphs or nanomorphs or some form of the body-changing horror interferes and people are going to die. It does talk about the iconic of why Alien it's stuck with us so much, and what the movie, the saga's about. So the saga is more about than just insects. The game is more about than just alien insects. It's about, humanity versus nature, humanity versus, a symbiotic virus, which is so important right now to, how we deal with the virus. And basically, the alien xenomorph is a virus. It infects you. It uses you to incubate its next generation, and then it kills you. I mean, that's just fucking frightening. Nature is scary. Outer space is scary. But it's also about, humbling mankind's hubris. It's about motherhood and family. It's about sacrifices. Aliens deals with the, artificial intelligence and faith. Can an android, a synthetic, have a soul? Can you trust the synthetics? It's about, creators and creations and dominance and, things turning against us, sticking our nose in where it doesn't belong, meddling with things we shouldn't meddle with, and the inevitable horrible outcome when we humans fuck around with things like that. Just the alien should have been left well enough alone. They never should have sent the Nostromo to that planet. The people who sent the message, as we have found out, knew that there was a chance that there was going to be something on there that they could use as a military, thing. So everybody that died on the Nostromo in the first movie died because someone somewhere in the corporate military structure got some hint that was on that planet, Headley's Hope, and sent the Nostromo there to get it. And, hubris. Okay. And then what happens 50 years later? We put a colony on Headley's Hope. And why do we put a colony on Headley's Hope? Not because there's any, wealth to be found in Headley's Hope. It's because we wanted to see what would happen if the aliens returned and how they would interact with the colonists, and could the corporation control the aliens. And as we know, you can't fucking control these things. You should never have gone to the stupid planet. So there we go. It's our second look at the Halloween aliens, because nothing's more scary than virus, COVID. It is all just it's COVID. It's all just a thing for aliens infecting our body and turning us into something we do not understand, like Republicans. If you appreciate this content and want to see more, comment down below. If you want me to shut the fuck up, comment down below. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please subscribe and help me hit 500 subs by the end of the year. If I do, I will do something crazy. And above all, since it's the holidays, if you're feeling generous, maybe consider supporting me. I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming, the moochy liberal, the toxic gatekeeper, the childlike elitist, the man with no plan, the face with no trace, the hardest hitting, best looking, and toughest SOB in the world. It's your boy, the OGGM. Talk to you losers later.